I think about it, I feel like singing. In my soul, the joy bells are ringing.
Hello guys, this is Jo to talk to you about our family Mérida, Mexico trip. So one thing that my husband and I love is their cultural events. Their cultural events are just awesome. They are free, and it's basically almost every night. So the first one that we went to was watching Puck de Puck. Now this game was played back when the Mayans were in charge, when they were Mayan rulers in Mexico. It was an amazing experience. I feel like I shouldn't say this, but I want to. The first time I heard about this game and found out about it was on Dora the Explorer, or was it Diego? I was watching it with my daughter and they were talking about this game, Puck de Puck. And it was just so nice to actually see when we went to the ruins, the Mayan ruins, to actually see where it was played, and the rings were still there where the ball will go through. Well, with this cultural event, they recreated in front of this amazing church. This church was called, it's a Catholic church, and it was one of the oldest churches in Mérida. It is beautiful, it is simple. They said that some of the stones that it was built by some of the Mayan temples that were actually where Mérida City was today. Unfortunately, when the Spanish came in, they knocked down a lot of the temples and different homes that the Mayans had and created this city. And so they used some of the 1,000-year-old stones to rebuild certain buildings around the city. And this church was one of the churches that were built by these stones, some of the stones. So not all of it, but some of the stones.
Un gran número de caderas fracturadas. Por otro lado, solamente en Chichén Itzá se puede ver 13 canchas de distintas medidas, pero ninguna de ellas tiene los anillos como la del gran campo. En las otras canchas
I thought it was an awesome experience. They made it so amazing. They spoke in Mayan, they spoke in Spanish, and they spoke in English. It was just wonderful to hear all the different languages. And then they did a demonstration of the Puck de Puck. And actually before that, they had a demonstration of the priest just kind of praying over or chanting over the place where it was going to be played. And so you kind of saw what happens in the day when Puck de Puck was played. And so my family and I just had a wonderful experience. Again, the events were outside. I think they're week long. There are dances, there is different activities, and there are different demonstrations. We went to another one where they were singing and dancing. Some of it was traditional dances and traditional music. And again, you had locals, tourists, expats there, and of course there were ice cream and churros and all these amazing things that you can get and enjoy the show, again, which was free. It's for everybody, and I love that as well. I just want to talk a little bit about where we stayed. So we rented an Airbnb, and it was in Centro, and it was awesome. So I don't know if you know, I spoke about it earlier, but Mérida is hot. And let me tell you, it was like 90 degrees on a normal day. Like basically almost every day it was 90. The good thing about summer is it rains every day. It reminds me of Florida where it rains in July every day. It has that. So after the rain, the temperature does go down, but it was hot. And what we loved about where we were staying is there was a pool. And so you can kind of enjoy the awesome water when you're feeling so hot. It cools you off. It was just a really, really nice accommodation, a place to stay. Big enough that I could have invited my extended family, which they came and got to spend time with me and my family, my immediate family. So it was just nice to have my father and my sister and my brother and his family. So it was just an awesome accommodation. One of the things that I talk about in travel tips is just going to a place where the manager is really good. You can get in contact with them if there's an issue. And we had that at that particular place. The manager was really good about taking care of our needs or any issues that might pop up. One of the things key that I want you to know if you're going to Merida is you need to find a place where there's AC. I'm telling you, you need it. Maybe not in like November, December, January, but for the rest of the year, you need AC. It is hot. Let me tell you how I say it's hot. It's hot. So make sure when you're looking for a place, it actually says central air, okay? Do you understand me? Or are you gonna boil and you're gonna like pass out because it's so hot? But I love the tropical weather. I just like it when it's time and I'm tired of the hotness. I can go into a nice, breezy, airy, cool place to relax. The other place that we went to besides Merida is we went to Campeche. Campeche is further south. Ooh, I'm gonna let you know in the below me if it's either south or north, but I know it's on the opposite direction of Cancun. But it's about 2 hours away from Merida, and my husband has his exchange student brother. Him and his family have been living there for generations, and this was the first time that we were visiting him and his family, and it was such a wonderful experience. First of all, I love Campeche. Campeche is on the water, and you would see from our hotel room, you can see the water. It is beautiful, beautiful place. The city itself also is a colonial city. Like the historic center has maintained its amazing buildings and facades, and thankfully it has like rules and guidelines that they can never change it, which is awesome. But surrounding the city are these walls that was supposed to keep the pirates out. Isn't that crazy? And the walls, most of the walls are still intact. There are certain pockets that their wall isn't there, but for the most part, this whole entire like city, like the historic city, is surrounded by these beautiful walls. And while we were there, they had their own events, free events. When we were there one night, there was salsa night, so they had a beautiful band. I believe they were from Cuba that came, and my husband and I danced. Not dance the night away, but we were able to do a little bit of dancing, and it was just so nice to hear the music, to dance, to see locals and tourists just enjoying the music. Campeche is definitely smaller than Merida, but I also had great food. The people were super nice, and I just loved the feeling of this place. I would say Campeche, you have to see it. I was talking to one of the storekeepers. I was buying some amazing jewelry from this woman who owned this awesome store. And she was saying that, she was asking me where I was from, and I was like, oh, I'm from the United States. And she said, oh, we don't get a lot of people from the United States. They might go to Merida, but what we have is a lot of people from Europe. And so I just want to tell you, I don't want you to have a whole bunch of influx into Campeche, but I'm telling you, you're missing out from not going. The people in Norway are going, the people from Italy are going, so I think you should go. I'm telling you, you would love it. It's close to the water. We were able to go out on the boat, and we went to this sand dune. They took us to the sand dune where it's right in the middle of the deep ocean, and you can basically stand up and you're surrounded by water, but there's a sand dune that makes it shallow. And so we just parked our boat there and just kind of chilled, drank some awesome drinks, and we had some appetizers, and we just chilled. They had friends and different people that came that we didn't even know, just came, and they had their boats there as well, and we were able to hang out and talk. We just had an awesome time. So I highly recommend Campeche. Again, you get more seafood there because it's closer to the ocean. So the camarón, if I'm saying it correctly, which is shrimp, and the lobster, and the pescado, which is the fish, are fresh. So I would say definitely check out Campeche. So that is what I have for Merida. I can go on and on and on and on. I really can, but I want to make sure that this video is not as long. It is going to be long, sorry guys, but I just wanted to share about our family trip and what we did in Merida and how amazing Merida is. I highly recommend going. It wasn't in our thoughts to actually go to Mexico, but after going, like, I can move there tomorrow, really and truly. I can retire there. I just loved that area of Mexico, and I highly recommend it. So I will talk to you later. See you next week, and have an amazing day. Bye.